It's a rainy 2012 night, and it feels like you have nothing left to do. You beat the Ender Dragon, you got a full set of diamond armor, and you even built a house out of diamond blocks. You had a lot of great experiences along the way, but what more could this Minecraft world have to offer?
Hello everyone, my name is Etho.
Hello everybody, this is Etho, and welcome back guys. How's it going? Go get your snacks. Ah yes, what a wonderful message. No! Take care. Bye-bye.
On December 17th of 2010, a user by the name of ethoslab would post their first Minecraft Let's Play titled It Begins. Now, what's so special about this Minecraft Let's Play, you may be asking? Well, it's still going on. For the past 11 years, this man has been playing vanilla Minecraft and creating an episode consistently for YouTube to the point where we are on episode 566 now. Granted, he did change worlds 10 years ago at episode 105, but 10 years ago it was socially acceptable for me to be eating my boogers in class. The only desire I had in 2011 was getting home on time to watch the latest episode of Arthur. Etho currently has almost 2.5 million subscribers and one of the most consistent view counts that I've seen in my life. The thing is though, is that Etho is kind of like the moist critical of Minecraft. His thumbnails are just screenshots of the game and his titles violate pretty much every rule that you're supposed to follow when titling a YouTube video. Etho started out on YouTube showing off his simple redstone contraptions, such as his boat dispenser, Eats, Etho's advanced transportation system, the ticker, one of the first clocks in Minecraft, and a ton more. Chances are though, if you're watching this video, you probably already know who Etho is. I mean, he gets comments on pretty much every video about how people have been watching him since they graduated first grade and they now have a PhD. I've been watching Etho for longer than my dad has been out getting milk at the grocery store. Just kidding, my dad didn't leave me, but in this video I wanted to take a look at the philosophy and approach that Etho takes to Minecraft, and how despite breaking every convention of creating YouTube videos, Etho has been able to manage a consistent fanbase for the past 11 years that to this day steadily keeps growing. Well, to answer this question, we're gonna need to go back to Etho's original world, Chocolate Island. Straight off the bat, what you may notice is that the world is somewhat chaotic. Some parts of this chaos are beautiful. Every piece of space is optimized, no wall is wasted, and not even the floor is gone undecorated. Throughout his base, we see his intricate redstone builds embedded into the world. You see, what set Etho apart in his early days was his knowledge of the game. While other playthroughs went into Minecraft completely blind, opting for an experience in which the viewer learns about the game along with the YouTuber, Etho's playthrough was way more technical. His base featured a wide variety of redstone contraptions, including a storage system using dispensers, a redstone control room, a mob farm, and his Eats transportation system that I mentioned earlier. The thing about this base that stands out to me though was the start of Etho's patchwork style of gameplay. You see, a lot of bases are designed in a way in which a large outside structure is built, and then the inside is populated with different builds and structures. While this can have the effect of creating bases that are more grandiose in nature, they can sometimes feel stagnant. I'm talking to you, Mumbo Jumbo. Etho's approach is different, however. He chooses a theme for a base and builds structures and contraptions in a sort of outwards expanding way. In Etho's second world, he decided to build a base called the Man Cave. The theme for the base is essentially creating a lush, refined cave that brings the outside world underground. The base has certain design rules too. For example, he doesn't like to have any exposed lighting in his base. Using this theme, Etho has been able to continually expand the base to the point where even today he's still adding onto it. The beauty of Etho's patchwork style is that his base continues to evolve. There's always something new being added, and this makes it so that the world always stays fresh, keeping both us as the viewer entertained and giving Etho the motivation to keep going. I think that this is part of the reason that Etho's thumbnails actually work really well. As I mentioned before, his thumbnails are just in-game screenshots, but when you look at them, first of all, you know that it's an Etho thumbnail right off the bat. No other YouTuber is this crazy in a good way, but also you look at the build in the thumbnail and you wonder, what the fuck is that? Where did he build this in the world? What is the function of this? How does this interconnect with the rest of the man cave? Even though his thumbnails are just screenshots, there's something about them that is extremely enticing, and especially if it's an LP episode. Etho's patchwork style doesn't just stop at his builds though, it's the way he designs his videos. You see, Etho's videos have some of the lowest production quality on YouTube. Up until 2 years ago, Etho had been using a beat-up Logitech G330, which is a cheap headset microphone. I don't know when these came out, but they're definitely not from the last decade. He used it to the point where the frame was broken, so he had to glue it back together, and the padding was removed, so he had to use a Kleenex as padding, and the wire was frayed. On top of that, he used an editing software called Virtual Dub that was released back in 2001 and hasn't been updated in 8 years. The software literally only has the functionality of putting clips together. However, since then he has upgraded his setup. However, using his setup for years has developed a video style that has a really authentic and homey feel, especially compared to a lot of other content in 2022. And this is another reason that his videos continue to stand out now.
The way I normally record, if you don't know, is also a little bit weird. I generally will do something in game here. I'll record a single clip, and then I go straight to editing with that one clip, and I'll attach it to the end of the video and try to get it as polished as I can. Sometimes I forgot to say something, or I mess up my words, so then I go back into the game, and then I record the next clip, and I'll remember to say that thing I forgot to say or that I messed up, and then I'll do the best I can with that clip, and I'll just attach it to the end again, and somehow it makes a video. A patchwork style video.
As someone who makes entirely scripted videos, this actually seems insane to me. But this style has the effect of creating videos that actually continue to work in the YouTube algorithm. You see, viewer attention is one of the most important metrics to measure whether a YouTube video will be pushed out in the YouTube algorithm, and it's basically a measure of how long a viewer watches a video. When you're watching an ethoslab video, you want to see how his builds will progress, what the finished project will be, and the process that he goes to create the final product. On top of that, Etho is notorious for starting unfinished projects. His Nexus storage system project was originally started back in 2014, and to this day he is still adding finishing touches to it. While starting so many projects can be annoying as he leaves them incomplete, it keeps you guessing on how an episode will progress. If a certain project of his is one of your favorites, then there's a chance that he'll return to it later in the episode, but if you're craving something new, then he could start something in the same episode. Honestly, I think that this is a good approach that you can take even into your own life, as a lot of people feel scared of leaving projects unfinished. This is Dr. K, a Harvard-trained psychiatrist, and I think that he explained it best.
Okay, so let me explain something to you guys. This is my notebook. Just one. There are lots of ideas in here, okay? So there's a lot of stuff in here. It's filled with random crap. This is just a random to-do list, okay? And on the next page, here's my education rant. 9 out of my 10 projects are unfinished. So what? It's all good. 1 out of 10 is finished. Seems to be working so far. Just focus on finishing the good ones. This is where people say, but what about these other 9? And it's like, where do y'all think all this crap comes from? So I had I've had so many projects that are half complete, and when the community needs something, I'm like halfway done. It's great. I have all these projects, and they're halfway done. And I don't finish them until someone shows up and is like, hey, can you do this thing? And that's like, you know what? Actually, I can.
In the same sense, Etho always has a project that he can come back to and finish. Imagine if Etho worked on building a tunnel for an entire episode. Actually, maybe that wouldn't be so bad. The last aspect I want to touch on is the originality of Etho's approach to the game. You see, Etho doesn't try to create the biggest structure or the most efficient redstone system, but what he does do is create something that is uniquely Etho. From a comment Etho made 6 years ago on Reddit, he said, "There's only one most efficient design, and to find it usually involves looking into the game coding and doing lots and lots of boring trial and error. Then if everyone builds that one best design, there is almost no point to playing the game, because everyone knows how it works and there are no surprises." I think a great example of this is Etho's Bamboozler, While most people were exploiting the zero tick glitch to create bamboo farms that instantaneously create stacks of bamboo, Etho opted for an approach that is completely glitchless, yet is still incredibly fast and creates results that in my opinion are way more fascinating to look at. Of course the farm is slower, but it's Etho's unique style. Even with his buildings you can see his uniqueness as he uses the patchwork style to create incredibly detailed interiors that immerse you into a space. The best part of an Etho LP episode for me though is the comment of the day. At the end of every episode, Etho answers a comment from a viewer, and this can range from a simple inquiry about a redstone build to a question about his personal life. The beauty about this part though is that it gives an insight into Etho's life. I know this is very parasocial of me, but I find it fascinating to learn more about the life about a simple man who's been making Minecraft Let's Play videos for the past 11 years. Etho is a pretty withdrawn person when it comes to his personal life. I mean, we don't know what he looks like or even what his real name is. But the tidbits of insight that we do get is what makes Etho feel different from every other Minecraft YouTuber. Etho is like a reliable friend that's been with us for years. Whether it's good times or life sucks right now, you always know that you can come back to an episode of Etho Plays in Minecraft.